It's the Andy Griffith Show, Facts and Trivia, with your host, Bob Snap.
Hi, folks. Welcome to the Andy Griffith Show, Facts and Trivia. Thank you for being here. Hope you had a great Christmas. Hope it continues on as Christmas goes for 12 days, and New Year's is coming up as well. And hope it's all great for you. But let's forget all that for now and get into today's video, which is on Don Knotts and how he might have just been as noisy a guest as Gomer Pyle was. Let's take a look. Okay. In the fourth season of the Andy Griffith Show, Gomer Pyle wound up being welcome to stay as long as he liked at Sheriff Taylor's home for an episode called Gomer the House Guest. The episode paints Gomer as a loud, intrusive house guest, kind of prolonged visitor who'd likely to do stuff like run a vacuum or welcome company at all hours. On the Andy Griffith Show, it wasn't all that uncommon for Griffith to have a castmate at his house as his house guest. And as author Daniel Devise writes in the book Andy and Don, The Making of a Friendship and Classic American TV Show, it was more likely to be Don Knotts camping out in the guest room. Knotts became a frequent house guest of his closest friends throughout his life. Whether he was crashing at Andy Griffith's any time filming kept him from home, or bunking up at his childhood best friend's house in Morgantown when he visited his mother in West Virginia. Story goes that when Knotts first found fame on the Andy Griffith Show, the first thing he wanted to do was buy his mother Elsie a new home. He finally got the opportunity after he made the movie The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. When Knotts asked his mom where she wanted to live, she was certain she could live nowhere but hometown. Together they found the perfect house, and Knotts paid $10,500 to move his mom on up in her own modest way. Because his mom stuck around Morgantown and because they remained extremely close, Knotts returned to his hometown throughout his life to visit his mom, usually in the summertime. According to Devise, though, Knotts preferred to stay with his old school friend Jarvie Eldred on these visits, rather than intrude on his mom's quiet house. That way the old pals could spend time together too, and Knotts wouldn't disrupt his mom if any of her old friends decided to drop by. These fun-loving friends were much more welcome in Jarvie's living room. From the sound of it, Knotts was just as loud a guest as Gomer was on the Andy Griffith Show, but it seems that Jarvie didn't mind. Sometimes when Knotts came to town, they'd go out for hot dogs like the good old days, when they were boys and things were simpler. In his book, Devise said there were plenty of times when Don's mom, Elsie, would make a trip out to see him, too. During those visits, Elsie would stay with Don and his wife, Kay, but she never quite got accustomed to what she viewed as their high society living in a fancy house with fancy friends. As uncomfortable being her son's overly quiet house guest as Don would have been bringing his loud lifestyle into her living room, it's said that Elsie would choose to eat in the kitchen with the housekeeper rather than meet Don's famous friends at the dinner table. On the Andy Griffith Show, Gomer is depicted as the bad house guest because he runs on his own schedule. Although the episode centers on neighbors, now we know the premise struck home for Knotts and his family. Whether you're a loud or quiet type, it's not easy feeling out of sync with the routines of regular home life, whatever it looks like. You know what? I don't care. He could stay to my house. I would have loved it. I'm sure you would have too. That's all I have for you. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you had a great Christmas. I want to thank you all for all your wishes and Merry Christmas and such in the comment section for me. I do appreciate that and your prayers. Please don't forget about classic TV facts and trivia. Today it's on Carol Burnett and the reason why she never did a sitcom of her own. And classic rock and country music facts and trivia, a special one over there. An update on Toby Keith, country music legend, on his health. And this time it's a good update. So, you guys have a great day. God bless. Praying for you.